world is upside down. Metal screaming, smoke choking you as you cough your way out of the twisted plane fuselage. Then the ground shakes. A deep, guttural roar rips through the jungle, and a slow, heavy thudding vibrates through your bones. Only when you push through the vines near the wing do you see it. A fresh, immense, three-toed print pressed deep into the mud. You realize your plane crashed into territory filled with Tyrannosaurus Rex. You push luggage against the broken windows, trying to seal yourselves inside the mangled fuselage as the ground still trembles. Outside, the heavy thuds are closer now, snapping branches like twigs, and then a ripple of huge leaves parts violently. A massive scaled head, wet and shining, pushes through the dense tree line near the tail, sniffing hard at the air before it disappears, forcing you to go absolutely still inside. You are pressed into the fuselage floor, barely breathing, listening to the crushing footsteps circle the wreckage just outside the thin metal skin. A powerful thud rattles the whole plane as its tail sweeps hard against the fuselage, making the torn metal groan like something alive. Then, slowly, a single enormous eye, dark and ancient, peers into a broken window, its gaze fixing on the shadows inside, and you know it sees you. Every creak inside the fuselage feels too loud now, knowing that giant eye is still out there, watching, listening. The plane shudders as the T-Rex nudges the nose with its massive snout. Then, a terrible screech tears through the air as immense claws scrape deep gouges into the aluminum skin. The wreckage shifts ominously under the predator's power, forcing you to confront the grim reality that your shelter is failing and you might have to move. The damaged fuselage offers less and less protection, groaning with every gust of wind, while the T-Rex's heavy presence is still too close, its roars occasionally shaking the jungle. It briefly disappears into the dense foliage, but you can feel its shadow. Within the hour, the ground trembles again as it returns, drawn by your lingering scent. This cycle of leaving and returning makes it clear it sees this crash site as a predictable hunting ground, making any move for supplies or escape an impossible risk. Thirst gnaws at you, and hunger makes every decision sharper as food and water supplies inside the plane dwindle to nothing, forcing desperate choices. When one of you tries to snatch a dropped backpack from the edge of the clearing, the jungle explodes. The T-Rex bursts forth in a thunderous charge, its roar deafening, forcing a panicked scramble back inside. It only occupies the space for a moment, but that short, territorial charge solidifies the area around the plane as its hunting ground, shrinking your world to the unstable confines of the fuselage. Trapped and parched within the groaning fuselage, every nerve ending is raw from the relentless stress of its constant menacing presence. The T-Rex now rests openly near the wreckage, its low rumbling growls vibrating through the metal floor, making even the smallest movement inside a terrifying gamble. Fresh bite marks and deep claw rakes scar the exterior, each gouge a visible promise of the shelter's accelerated failure, wearing down both the plane and your hope. The fuselage groans like a dying beast under the constant stress, offering less and less protection as the T-Rex maintains its relentless patrol of the immediate perimeter. Its behavior is no longer exploratory. A wide, well-trodden path has formed around the plane, showing repeated movements, a clear sign it now considers this a secure feeding ground, driving away even the smallest scavengers. The crash site has become fully integrated into its hunting territory, making any attempt to escape an open, desperate challenge to the dominant predator. The fuselage is collapsing around you, a broken cage offering no further defense against the active, terrible threat
now focused directly on your weakening shelter. The T-Rex lets out a series of deep, resonant roars, marking its claim over the entire area, and begins to systematically tear apart the remaining sections of the plane, splintering metal and plastic. Then, with a final violent rip, the last intact section is torn open, leaving you completely exposed in what has become its inescapable hunting ground.
The wreckage is open. The predator commits, its massive skull forcing deeper into the torn fuselage as it lunges for you. But this time, you don't run. You move deeper, deliberate, drawing it into the narrowing throat of twisted metal near the cockpit. The frame collapses inward, locking around its skull. The roles reverse. You slip past its snapping jaws and force yourself through the shattered windshield into open air. Outside, fuel pours from the ruptured wing. You grab the flare gun, turn, aim, fire. The world erupts. Fire consumes everything. Smoke rises. You're alive. Until the jungle answers. Another roar, then another. Not one, many. The explosion didn't save you. It announced you. You run.